On The Rocks.
1, 2, 3,
Hey,
4.
how you doing?
What's up?
Cheers. What's up, man?
Shake hands, Sonny. Yes, man.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Look how much you got in there.
I know. I'll catch up. Don't worry about it.
So today's guest is Kenyon. You are the... Are you rolling?
We are rolling.
Okay, cool.
We're absolutely rolling.
All right, man. The reason why you're using this, is because you own this place.
I own this place. Yes,
Kenyon,
sir.
so you're the owner of
the network studios.
Okay.
We
So
are the
what do you do?
What do? I do everything. That's
Okay.
the short answer. We're the number one podcast recording studio in Los Angeles. The company has been around for 12 years.
Yeah.
I had the opportunity to actually acquire the business in 2023. I was a client here actually for 5 years. From 2015 to 2020, maintained a rapport with the founder, previous owner. And we were talking in 23 and he just sort of casually mentioned that he was thinking about selling the business. And then I said, well, if you're serious about selling, I'm serious about buying. And because I knew that he hadn't tapped into the full potential of what this brand could actually be.
Okay.
A great foundation was laid.
Was it called the Network Studios?
Yes,
at the time?
it's all, yeah.
All right, before you go on,
Yeah.
the reason why I'm holding this is because why?
Dodgers! Yeah, game
Dodgers,
7.
yes.
Today's game 7,
Yeah,
baby.
I know, man.
Yeah.
Today is right now. It's what 3:30 right
It's
now.
3:30 right
So the
now.
game's starting at 5.
5,
Around
yeah,
5?
about an hour and a half.
Do you
Yeah.
know who's pitching?
I do know who's pitching.
Do you?
Mr.
Are you-
Ohtani.
Yeah?
Yeah, he is. Game 7.
What do you think about that, man?
I think it's going to be all hands on deck. I
you
think
know what?
that he should go
he
about
didn't have a
2-3
good show
innings.
though. A couple games ago,
He
right?
pitched well. He
You think
pitched
so?
Yeah, he pitched well. I mean,
I think he was too tired, right? From the day
compared to
before?
compared to what he did in the league championship
Yeah,
series.
that was great.
You know what I'm
6
saying?
innings,
So
yeah.
the bar exactly. So the bar was high, but 6 innings, 3 runs, 90 some odd pitches isn't bad. I think that if we can get 3 innings out of him today,
3.
the biggest thing is going to be this is the first time that he's pitched on short rest. And Japanese pitchers historically, like over there, they usually have 6 to 7 days in between starts.
Right.
And so the Dodgers, being cognizant of that, have been pretty true to that with all of their Japanese pitchers.
Right.
But desperate times calls for desperate measures.
Well,
so
this
here
is
we
it,
are.
man. This is the
it.
7th game.
There's no other
I mean,
games.
People were calling it on the 7th game, right?
Yeah.
From the start.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's
They were
been
saying,
a great series.
Toronto on 7th or Dodgers on 7th,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. They were Toronto by record. They were the second best team in the league. They were the best team in the American League, and they've been pretty good all year. And they have a really good team, a lot of positive momentum, but...
What? You think Dodgers? For sure?
Absolutely.
You know what's so funny? Because, I play baseball.
Yes, right.
All through college. I brought this. This is actually not my college glove. I was sponsored by a different Japanese manufacturer.
What
right?
position did you play?
Pitched. Right. So, remember on the third or fourth game, Nomo pitched?
Hideo Nomo?
Hideo Nomo came and pitched the what do you call it? The in the beginning, they throw the pitch.
First, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Nomo came. Did you see him?
Yeah.
Right? So I used to play in college.
Okay.
It was a Division III, but
Yeah.
But I went in there and I started pitching, and I was pitching forkball. Nobody saw it before.
The forkball.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right. So before, we used to pitch in Little League and Senior League. We used to pitch, fastball, the shoot, what they call a shoot, which is actually goes this way, not like a slider sideways, but it's actually going that way.
Okay.
Like a curveball. And then instead of when we were in Little League when we were young, they taught us not to throw curveballs because we could, ruin
Hurt
our
yourself.
elbow. All right. So they used to teach us knuckleballs. Right.
Tim Wakefield. That's the Tim Wakefield. And then
Who's
I'll go
that guy?
Tom Candiotti for the Dodgers. This is childhood. So
No, but what about the guy from Astros or Rangers, Texas? The guy used to just Phil Necro.
Oh, Phil Necro.
Right?
Yes.
Right, exactly. Old knuckleballs.
Yes,
And
exactly. Necro was the OG, and then it was Tim Wakefield.
Mm.
The cool thing about the knuckleball, you can pitch for a very long time.
Oh, yeah.
Both of those pitchers pitched well into
And it
their
pitched
40s.
like in 80, 83 kilometers. not that fast, but you can pitch faster.
Yeah.
With a forkball.
Oh, with the forkball.
Yeah.
So it's like the knuckleball.
The knuckleball is like this way, right?
Right.
And forkball, you just have like that.
Does it have a similar spin and rotation as
basically no spin. It just like drops. Wow. Yeah. So that's how. But then I screwed up my shoulder and my back. So I was supposed, and you know what? Nomo was the forkball, thrower. Right when he first came out.
I remember Hideo Mania, Nomo Mania when he came to
Tornado.
the Dodgers. Yeah.
Tornado pitcher,
yeah.
So I mean, it's been very familiar for Japanese fans with Dodgers.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Long-standing relationship.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
And then this time,
have you been to Dodger Stadium this year?
Oh yeah. This year we went.
Uh-huh.
And I was gonna buy the jersey and the hat and all that.
Yeah.
The line was so
ridiculous.
Long. We said, "Fuck it, we're just gonna go home."
No, what's crazy is because I went to opening day.
You did
this year, and I was like, how normally like you go to public places and out here anyway, like there'll be English and Spanish.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
there are 3 languages at Dodger Stadium. Yeah. There is English, there's Spanish, there is Japanese all over the stadium.
I know.
And I was like, this is crazy, but it's real.
But you know what? I was pointing out to Mia the other day while watching the game. There's a on the back of the outfield.
Yep.
Wall there is like a Japanese advertisement.
Yes.
One of them is Tokyo Electric.
Okay.
It's like
like the gas company out here,
Edison here, right?
Like Edison or DWP.
SoCal Edison, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, why would they spend tax money to do that?
I agree.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, right?
No, I agree.
Why would you? I mean, if the people in Japan knows about that, it's like, what? Why are they doing that? Right? It's kind of crazy, don't you think?
I think
it's a branding, but you don't need that for your utility company.
It must be. The only thing that would make sense to me is that either Otani or Yamamoto or Roki have a deal with them.
Right.
So...
But don't spend the money, paying for the Dodgers.
But I'm already paying. But that's the thing. I'm already paying. So this is, in other words, it would be those players basically doing Tokyo Electric a solid. Why would it matter? Who gives a shit?
But because if they're paying $3 million a year for that, they should use that money to reduce the utility price, right? Yeah. It's so crazy.
No, you're right.
It's not like it's their choice. If you're in Tokyo, you have to use that utility, right? No matter what.
Yeah.
So why would you? You don't need advertisement.
No, you don't. It's literally the athlete just doing a solid to say, hey, we got your.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, you're a for real baseball player. You got your name on there.
I mean, this is actually custom made. Yeah, but it's really hard. Check it out.
Yeah, you got to break it in.
Yeah. The Rawlings.
So did you bat left or right?
The funny thing is, even in college, right? I pitched.
Yep.
And when I didn't pitch, I play first and hit third or fourth.
Oh, you're a real deal. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Okay, I'm Tony.
Exactly. Right.
All the way. First of all, the thing, man, when I saw him in person, I'm just like, he's a large.
Oh, he's 6'3", I think.
Yeah,
right?
But very physically imposing. Yeah.
He's 6'3". Right? But he's like 225 pounds or something.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
But, you know what? This is
hard.
A lot of Japanese... like me, is like, don't talk about it. No, a lot of Japanese fans will not appreciate what I'm about to say.
Listen.
Okay.
His producer tried to stop him, but he's running right past the red light right now. Here we go.
Yeah, so... Otani was much smaller when he was in Japan. Oh! Get up! Get up, dude!
No!
Oh yeah, dude.
What do you mean by what's much smaller?
I don't know. What do you think? The good food here? Water, maybe?
No. I know the implication.
Right.
I'm saying how much smaller was he?
I don't know. I mean, exactly, but he did not look the way he is
really
now.
Like, even did you notice the physical difference when he was with the Angels too? Yeah. Like, so since he's been in MLB.
Yeah, he got bigger. Yeah, of course. I mean, who else is there?
Well, again,
right?
I don't want to be. I'm not stereotypical.
Who was the guy in the Astros? Right in the was it 90s? Right?
Ken Caminiti?
No.
I mean, he was also one for sure.
All those big guys.
Yeah, Bagwell, BGO. I mean, you said the Astros we were talking about, but Mark McGwire. I know what you're getting at. Yeah, I get that.
Who's that guy? Who's the Hispanic player that was huge?
Sammy Sosa.
Not Sammy. Look how this is him.
Oh,
right. He was in.
And he's on the other side of 32, right?
Today he's what, 30? What?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
31. He's like 31.
So okay, how long ago? Because one argument could be made that maybe he was just young, but because they said his age. I'm with you. They said his age last night. I was like,
he's like 31
older than
or
what
32.
I thought.
Right?
Yeah, he's 31. 30. How old is he here?
He's 22 there, so it's 10 years ago. Right?
I mean,
What?
What? He's 22. He's still getting
you can look at his face, okay? Not just his body. His face is different, right?
Yeah.
He's all pumped up, man. I'm telling you.
Here's my question.
If you say that to Japanese fans, they're like,
"Oh, I'm sure."
What are you talking about?
I'm sure they don't. Yeah, that doesn't go over well. So here's my question to you: do you think that that's because he was coming to the majors, or is performance enhancement solutions is that part of the Japanese baseball culture?
No. But here,
for sure.
Right?
Yeah,
but is it legal now in the game?
It's not.
Is it tolerated? Is it looked the other way?
It's all of those things.
It really?
Yeah, you just know you have to know how to do it. You have to know when to cycle on and cycle off.
Exactly,
because they test during certain periods. And so if you know when they're testing.
So there's a way to do that.
Exactly.
Right? But it's well known that people do that.
Yeah, it's understood. Yeah.
It's understood, tolerated.
Yeah.
To a certain degree.
Yeah.
It's so funny because that kind of reminds me when I first came to college here.
You just hit me a little bit though.
No. So but the thing is, you know what? The baseball was totally different when I got here. Okay, when I went to college and started playing, right? And I pitched, and I remember pitching against this, great team, great pitcher.
Yep.
And the pitcher came on. Right, he was like batting ninth or something. They didn't have a DH or something.
Right.
And the coach came up, pitching coach, to the mound. And he goes, throw it at his head. I was like, what?
What?
Yeah, it was like they were shutting us out, right? That pitcher was really good. So I was like, I can't. So I didn't.
Okay.
And
you got pulled out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
he said throw it at his head?
Yeah. I
mean, not to hit him, but just throw it at head level to get him
or like basically brush him off, right?
Yeah, brush him off, yeah.
Or, scare him off, right?
No, you know what?
No, we get close to I usually just throw the curveball to the shoulder or something, right?
Okay.
Right, but not like, the fast pitch to the head.
Yeah.
Man.
What was your best fastball? And then I want to come back to this issue of politeness.
I don't think it's like not even close to 90.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I was like a curveball, forkball.
Yeah, you were more about form and shape and location.
And then also location, yeah.
To me, that's real pitching, right? Power pitching, there's a place for it, but I always like Greg Maddux is probably my favorite pitcher.
Yeah.
Nasty.
For the Braves?
Yes, for the Braves, absolutely. So here's the thing. I'm not surprised that coaching instruction threw you off. One of the thing that I noticed the most about Ohtani, at the beginning of the game, because, he bats leadoff, he always acknowledges the opposing coach. Like, he looks into that dugout, he bows, like, hey, he looks at the catcher, he looks at the ump, every single time. And I'm like, yo, he's so polite. Even to the point of, and I think this was last night's game, he hit a foul ball, and it was going towards he pulled the pitch, so it was going towards the Dodgers dugout. And he lets out this wild banshee scream to alert them, yo, the ball is coming over their duck. First of all, how alert do you have to be? Because you're supposed to be locked in on the pitcher and this at bat. So the awareness to still be but us also sort of that politeness, that's really refreshing to see, honestly.
It's so funny because when I learned how to play baseball, we were Little League.
Yep.
Okay. Hong Kong Little League. That's where I grew up, right?
Yeah.
And then we go to the Far East Tournament. If you win there, we come here to
the Little League World Series.
That's here, right?
Yeah.
But we were coached by American Navy base, military style, and also a lot of British and military people in Hong Kong, all right, Gurkhas and stuff like that. Anyway, so was very, very strict, right? So when you get to the bat, before you step into the batting box, all right, you tip your hat to the umpire, tip your hat to the pitcher, and then tip your hat to the other side coach, right? And then you step on.
That's
right?
exactly what he does.
Right, and then you never argue with umpires the decision calls, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the coach to do that, not
Yeah.
Right.
No, that's I noticed that because who cares about the Angels?
The funny thing is, you know what?
Yeah.
Even with for the rules of the game.
Yeah.
When you're on the first or third base coach.
Yep.
You have your coaching box, right?
Yes.
What the fuck is that? I mean, we were told to stay in the box.
Oh, stay in the box. Yeah. No.
But when I went to college, they're like, just stay around there.
Just stay around there. Yeah.
But what is the actual rules?
I don't know what the
Right?
rule is. I know the point of it is, first of all, safety, right? So that you're not in the field of play. Because I think, like, if we
especially
know
on like
there's
third
lines.
base coach, right?
Exactly.
When the guy's rounding third, you're like way between home base and
Yeah.
third base, right?
Well, because they got
Home
the
plate.
baseline, base path. You don't want to run
Exactly.
outside and manage that. But yeah, no, I
there are so many
nuances.
kind of nuances to the rules, right?
Absolutely.
Right. But
I
going
love
back,
the game.
Yeah.
I
You
love
played?
it. No, I played football. Football, ran track.
Oh, you did?
I have trust issues, so I can't trust.
What?
I can't trust that a pitcher throwing the ball is going to throw exactly where it needs to be. So that just never made sense to me. I did
What?
softball in my early professional career. I actually put together. This is actually a tip of the hat for me. Put together a softball team for our company, and we entered a local park league.
Oh, really?
And the first year we did it, we were in last place, trash. And I was like, we cannot do this. And we're gonna come back in. We're gonna do a better job. I recruited some people, got some ringers, AKA,
Oh, you did?
and we went from worst to first, won the championship.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
When was this?
But
How long ago
this was
this?
2009, 2010, somewhere in there. So this was
Okay.
a long time ago. But
Yeah, a long time ago too. When I came out here, and then I kind of retired at 30, right?
Okay.
From investment banking, and I became an actor. That's when I joined the 30 and over league here in LA.
Okay.
Man, there were some talents out there.
No,
man.
for sure.
Like AAA or
Oh, you went a level. Yeah, we just did a level part.
UCLA forward players and shit like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you had to go through tryouts, and there were talents out there.
I did that. So I did do that for football, flag football, because I wasn't going to do tackle football as an adult where I got a job. That wasn't going to work. But I definitely was in some very competitive, and this was before flag football became the thing that it is now, where women are doing it, girls are doing it in sports, and now it's an Olympic sport. It'll be flag football is now an Olympic sport. And if you didn't know, they're gonna allow NFLers
to play. Really?
So you already know how that's gonna go.
Wow.
But I certainly was like that with football, where it was just really loved the sport, really loved the game, and wanted to continue it at some level on a recreational level.
It's so unfortunate that baseball or rugby, I play rugby too, right? So
yes, Sonny.
Yeah, man.
Sonny's got some dog in him. I like it.
No, but the problem is you injured yourself so much when you were a kid, when you were in high school, college, right? And when you try to play after 30 or 40 or whatever, you just can't. I the 30 and over league. I pitched when I played and pitched maybe 3 innings.
And this was baseball.
The real baseball.
Not softball.
No, baseball.
Yeah.
And after pitching 3 innings, I just couldn't, my shoulder was like, ugh.
No.
And I just quit after that.
I had to, I stopped. The last time I played an adult flag football league was, it was well over 10 years ago. And I know my body, and physically, I'm very tightly wound. I'm muscular, a lot of tight stuff. And I knew that if I were to continue, I would pull something or pop something, and that's stupid. I'm not gonna do it.
So I remember, those non-athletic guys in high school and shit, right? But for the lack of the better word, geeks. And,
Geeks.
You know, I mean, they go, oh, I want to play basketball, right?
Yeah.
So, like, we go play pickup basketball.
Yeah.
They're like, they have no injury. They're fresh.
Yes, because
And they're so cool. They're good, you know? Fine, man. We're like, I have my ankle surgery, my knee surgery, and I can't play anymore.
Exactly.
Right? And they beat our ass now,
Yeah,
you know?
like, nah,
Oh.
you okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, man.
No, yes.
So, I mean,
I identify.
to a certain extent, I wish I didn't play that hard when I was young, you know?
To
So I can play still.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I'm with you.
Yeah, but nowadays, you know, we can't. It's not like, you know, I play golf now, right? So golf you can play anytime you want by yourself.
Get into it.
Why not?
I'm just my idea of sports, like it's just gotta
don't
be.
say that.
I'm not saying it's not a sport. It absolutely is a sport.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like golf is very technical, and the swing has to be absolute dialed in, like
every single time.
and I just don't have the patience for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It requires patience.
I'm the guy you bring out when you want to like drink in golf, and then I'll be there for like 3 rounds.
See, that's one of the things. Like when I was asked to play softball. When I was in high school, I was like really hardcore baseball player, right?
Yep.
So a bunch of the high school kids were playing softball, like slow pitch softball. This is high school, right?
Yeah.
So I go there one Sunday to play, right? And one of my friend Tinkerbell, he was like, we called him Tinkerbell, but he's like, 300 pounds.
That's wild.
Right? A guy from Texas, right?
Oh my God.
Eddie. And he's actually smoking a cigarette and holding one, can of beer on the first base.
Okay. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of a fun softball league.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yes.
And I never could get into that.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to get there, win the game, and leave, and party or whatever afterwards, right?
No.
Right?
No, Sonny, you're a dog. I like it.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
we're in it to break someone's will. And to win, that's exactly it. No, for sure, competitive.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not playing. That's why with the softball league that I did, I was like, oh no. We're just not gonna be last place, and that's gonna be it. We're gonna win it all. And if you're not serious about winning it all, get off the team.
Exactly.
I will get some ringers.
See, but a lot of people don't understand that nowadays, this generation,
No.
we just don't have fun.
Participation. Yes, participation
But
trophies.
is it fun to win?
Yes.
Right.
That's exactly it. 100%.
But you can't do that. You can't say that anymore.
Yeah, whatever.
It's so ridiculous.
So I got to just channel it into this
What?
business, this brand,
going
into
back to
life.
that's a great way to come
I got you, Sonny.
But before you go, man.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any idea what this who this autograph is from? Can you tell?
I mean, I know that like usually, this autograph.
It's okay if you
I'm
can't.
gonna cheat, and I'm looking at the number.
You can?
Is that 73 or 23?
I have no idea.
I don't know. Who's it from?
I have no idea.
Oh, you don't?
No, so we went.
This Dodger game?
A long time ago. I took my son to a Dodger game, and right before the game started, we went down to the field, and a guy signed it, and I forgot it was.
So we won't do it here on the show.
Yeah.
But I can figure it out.
You can?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. If you
Yeah,
could,
because I
that'd
mean,
be
the
great,
number,
man.
it's either 73 or 23.
73. That's like a...
It's a crazy number, right?
Yeah.
23. I want to say Eric Karros.
Yeah, does it look like
famous
Karros?
first baseman? Yeah, it doesn't, though. So that's why.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to look it up.
All right, so before we finish on the baseball thing,
Yeah.
let me just ask you about Sasaki pitching.
Roki.
Yeah. What'd you think of that?
It was
Yesterday.
He didn't, when I saw the fastball was up consistently, I was like, oh, he doesn't quite have it.
See, some days you have it, some days you don't.
True
right?
story.
So the coach is supposed to figure that out and decide, right?
And decide, and he.
And it's a fucking World Series 6 game.
Right.
He's like the bases. Was the bases loaded? No. Like
bases
first and
weren't
second?
loaded, but there was definitely action on the bases.
Like first and second?
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Second and third.
Was it second and third?
It was second and third.
No outs?
The
One
first
out?
guy, the first guy hit a triple, banged him hard.
Yeah.
Then the second guy came on. The thing is this. Well, what's interesting is, yes, and you say, the pressure of the moment and all those things, and obviously I can concede to that. I guess that surprised me a little bit because I know how intense baseball is in Japan.
Right.
And I know that Roki has been in some very...
But what do you mean by surprised? Because think about this. It's his first year in Major League.
True.
He's first year in Dodgers.
True.
Foreign team that he ever been into.
Yep.
And it's a World Series.
Yes.
Okay. And was it bottom of the ninth?
It was bottom of... No. Right? Yes.
Right. Bottom of the ninth. When
he's a starter, when he's normally a starter,
exactly,
not that guy. Right? Yeah. No, you're right.
So now he's a closer now, right?
Yeah.
Supposed to be.
Yeah.
And he's out there in the big stage.
Yeah.
And trying to close this deal.
Yeah. No, you're right.
And the first guy hits the double.
He smacks it.
I was like, what the
And
he's like, what, 22?
He's young.
23?
No, you're absolutely right. I got nothing to say to that. Agreed. Yeah. I just know how intense and how big the biggest games are in Japan. Right. And he's played at the highest level. And they wanted him to stay an extra year over there. But he was like, no, I'm ready to go now. Yeah. So
he came out, so you thought that he'll be ready.
Yeah.
Well, but the thing is, like I said, what did you do? What the fuck were you doing at 22, 23?
No doubt. No,
right?
No, I'm with you.
So in Japanese, they're just saying, shikata ga nai, or shoganai.
Shoganai.
Right? Shoganai means...
What does that mean?
Can be helped. Right?
Shoganai.
Shoganai.
Ooh, I'm going to start saying it about some people that I know.
Shoganai.
I'm going to look at them. They're going to walk past me. Shoganai.
Yeah. So shoga in Japanese is another word for ginger. Like a ginger.
Okay.
Okay. Nai means no. Like none. Right? It means no ginger. Shoganai.
No ginger.
I just confused you, right?
No, you didn't confuse me. I want to understand the correlation.
No, it has nothing to do with ginger, but the shoganai means can be helped. That's too bad. What the
Shoganai. I love that.
Yeah, but there's another word for shoga. Shoga means ginger.
Ginger.
Right?
Okay. So but I'm definitely gonna go to.
But when you say no ginger, it's just a joke.
Exactly. No, but what I am going to do is I am going to go to a sushi restaurant and I'm going to be like, can I get some shoga, please?
Exactly. There you go.
Get some shoga. I think that's going to work well for me.
Yes.
I'll make them blush.
I don't think so.
Shoga.
How do you know?
Nah, that's all I got for you. And konnichiwa, which I should have said before I said shoga, but...
So shoganai.
I like that.
Can be helped. He's 22, 23.
He's 22. Yeah. Right? So we bring him in tonight, but maybe...
So Ohtani is pitching first today.
Oh, it's all hands on deck for sure.
Exactly. All right. Snell's coming in maybe, but he's a starter.
We don't want to see Snell.
No, you don't. Okay.
No, he's a great pitcher.
Who's the guy who closed yesterday?
Glasnow. Yes.
Glasnow.
It's going to be Ohtani, then it's going to be Glasnow.
Glasnow, he can only pitch like maybe 2 innings.
No, yesterday was like a work because he only threw 3 pitches.
Right, exactly.
So
he's like 6'8". 6'8".
He's 6'8".
My
God.
It's
actually his turn in the rotation.
Like
the reason
Randy Johnson.
Randy Johnson was 6'10".
6'10". My God.
Yeah. It's actually Glasnow's turn in the rotation to go. The reason why Ohtani is going to open is because if you bring him in as a relief pitcher, when he's done pitching, he would be out of the game.
Well, he can, but
to keep his bat. So it's easiest to just make him be the opener.
What's the rule on that? You can't go back in as
First
DH
of all,
either?
it's called the Ohtani rule.
Is it?
And what it is,
is it?
Yeah, what it is basically he's either the opener, and if he's the opener, he can stay in, or he's the closer. We don't want him to be the closer because we need, he brings value as a pitcher. Right. It's just easiest to make him the opener so that then he can stay in. Because otherwise, if you brought him in as like a relief pitcher, let's say, what you would have to do is then you'd have to put him into the position to keep him in the game. And that he hasn't played, not that he couldn't do it, but he hasn't played this year in any sort of outfield position, which is where he'd probably go. So it's just easiest to make him the opener. And hopefully he can give us...
It's so funny we're just talking about baseball for like how long now?
Yeah.
No, but it's great that,
it is great.
Because it's the World Series Finals today.
It's the World Series Finals today.
I want to talk more about it if you could.
No, we can't. I'm with it.
What about Freddie?
Freddie Freeman. He's clutch, man. He's been clutch.
Why do you think that? I mean, I remember when I was in college and played, for the college team. There's one kid. I don't know how, but he's such a great hitter. I mean, he was batting, third or fourth with me, but he was like, he can just hit anything. And he wasn't that big. He wasn't that small. He wasn't a fast runner or muscular or nothing, but he has this, hand-eye coordination, right? It's just like so good.
The cool thing about baseball, and it is true in other sports, but especially baseball, especially when you talk about being a good hitter, is about routine, it's about preparation. And once you have those two things locked in, consistency. And the thing about Freddie Freeman, he is consistent. And that actually helps you, right, in life, because when you get to the big moments, because that's what we're talking about, right, is the fact of how consistent he is in the biggest moments. Well, you, instead of focusing on how big the moment is, you are focusing on your preparation.
What you're supposed to do.
What you're supposed to do.
What you
and
can
when
control.
You build, exactly, what you can control. And so when you build the right habits, and he is very consistent, he's very methodical as a hitter, I think he gets lost in that. And then he's able to execute in the moment where the responsibility is on the pitcher in the moment to trust fundamentals, to do the same things. But oftentimes, more often than not, they are caught up in the moment, like what we talked about with Roki. And so then they make the mistake as the pitcher, and then this guy who is consistent, steady Freddie is able to capitalize on that. And I think 100% that's what it comes down to.
And also, one of the things that I realized was the technique, right?
100%.
So when I was in high school, I used to bat with my bat holding up like this.
Lefty or righty?
Righty.
Okay.
Righty.
Righty.
I will just bat like this, and then I time myself and come down, right? When the pitch gets faster, you don't have time to do that, right? So when I got to college, I was basically, instead of holding it up high, I would lower it. And elbow in. So that I can come straight down from here. Or like, when I'm up to like 2 strikes. I will be batting this way so I get more power. But when I get 2 strikes, like,
now I'm trying to make contact.
I'll lower it, my bat, and try to make contact, right? When you look at Friedman, his bat is like down like this the whole time. And just wound all the way back. And that's his batting. And that's so he can just come straight down.
Exactly. Right? Yes.
So that's what I was looking at the other day.
No, he is...
Technically, he's really good.
He's notorious. His father worked with him on his technique.
Really?
Absolutely, yeah. He loves it. Like, we all love our fathers, but like he loves his dad because his dad stayed with him and grinded him into the technique. And he's locked into
that.
And
he's Canadian?
He is Canadian.
Right?
Yeah, he is Canadian. This is
Playing
true.
against Toronto.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. And Mookie.
I love Mookie, man. Listen, everybody talks about Ohtani, and rightfully so. But what Mookie was able to do this year is equally just as impressive. To go from being a Gold Glove outfielder to being he is a Gold Glove finalist at shortstop, which I'll let you tell it, the hardest position.
I played shortstop too.
The hardest position to play in the field.
Oh, yeah.
And to be at a Gold Glove level and to do it. And he played second base where he had never played shortstop, but he was like, yeah, I'll do shortstop. And to do it at that level, it's impressive. Like, those guys are obviously getting paid the big bucks, Ohtani, Mookie, but they have earned it. And continue to earn it. So
what happened to him in the beginning of the season? He got sick or something?
He got sick.
What was the
I don't know, man. He ate something.
Do we know that?
Yeah, we don't know. He ate something that wasn't good, and it messed him up. Yeah, I'm ready to go. I told you I'd catch up to you.
Oh, man. Okay.
He ate something at the beginning of the season that just took him really out. He lost 15 pounds. It took him most of the season to really get back. At the plate, he didn't have a great season, but at shortstop, he was phenomenal.
Okay.
And that hit last night that he got, the RBI that he had last night, that was huge for him. I think he's going to actually have a big night tonight.
You think so?
I do, yeah.
So you think it's going to be Dodgers? What's the final score?
I hope that it's Dodgers.
Okay. You hope. Okay.
I'm gonna say.
Let's make a prediction here.
Yeah.
And let's close this.
I'm with
subject
you.
out.
This subject out with the prediction.
Yeah.
I think 5-3 Dodgers.
Why did you say that? I was about to say it exactly.
5-3 Dodgers. We're locked in, and we're Libras. Hey, it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
Let me. I don't know if he told you, Mia. Audience, let's bring everybody in. So we started texting. This was 2 games ago.
Yeah. No, that was the game. No, the first one was game.
It was Ohtani's game when he went off.
Game 3.
Yes, game 3. That
was it game 3?
It was the extra innings game.
Exactly.
So that was game 3. Okay,
Was it
so game 3.
Yeah.
Sonny
I called it.
Even before that,
Yeah.
Sonny starts texting me, and we're talking about. I don't even think we were necessarily talking about baseball initially, but then we start talking about the game.
Yeah.
Well, I think you just asked me was I watching.
Yeah.
And it was Ohtani's second at bat when he texted me. And Ohtani, I think he hit a home run.
Yeah.
He hit a home run. And I said to him, listen, you have to text me every time Ohtani is at bat.
Yeah.
And if you don't know, Ohtani got on base 9 times that game, had a phenomenal game, did all the things. So I was like, listen, for the rest of the series, we have to do that.
Yeah.
We haven't held up to that, because I think the next night your daughter had a volleyball game or whatever. So for sure we got to do that. I don't care, even if we're here or whatever. Yeah. We have to be texting when Ohtani's at bat.
Today.
But I think 5-3 Dodgers win. I think I'm hoping whatever Dave comes up with in terms of, I just need him to be in tune.
How long has he been a manager?
Dave? He's been a manager for a while, man.
For Dodgers,
a while now.
right?
Yeah, he's been a while, and he's good. I'm not taking anything away from him, you know, and he certainly has gotten better. I just need him because, and it worked out last night. I saw by the 3rd inning, I texted some of my friends and I was like, Yamamoto can only go 6 tonight, because what I saw was, in between pitches, he was taking like a deep sigh. I was like, he's grinding.
So why do you think he's so good?
Yamamoto?
Yeah.
Oh, man, because he has 6 pitches that he's really good at.
Exactly.
What are you going to do?
He's only 5'10". He's maybe like 27, 28, something like that.
Tim Lincecum is who he reminds me of. Tim Lincecum. There's another slight pitcher, small and slight. Pedro Martinez was not a big guy. It's the variety of pitches, and he makes
control.
Yes, he has control and shape on all of them, and he makes every pitch look the same at the delivery. So you're literally guessing.
Like his delivery, his windup is straight up, right? He doesn't go backwards, so you have no idea what he's throwing. But at the same time, he seems like he's not throwing that hard. But still, he pitches 95, 97?
He's in the 97, 98. Yeah, easily. Yeah, no. So 5-3 Dodgers. He will be the MVP. Yamamoto.
What do you think?
No doubt. Yes.
Not Ohtani?
No, Yamamoto.
Well, we'll see today.
Okay.
Maybe Ohtani will
caveat.
It's going to be 3-3.
If Ohtani,
and then it's going to be a walk-off.
Listen, if Ohtani is able to
it can't be walk-off.
No. But if he's able to pitch 6 innings and he has an RBI, then you're right.
You know what? I'm going to guess he's not going to go 6 innings.
Okay.
Maximum 4.
I'm fine with that.
I don't think he can go that long.
I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
if we can get 9, listen, it's not even about innings, it's about outs.
Right.
Give me 9 outs, Shohei. Give me 9 outs, Glass now. And then the last 9 is all hands on deck.
Fuck. First 3 innings, right?
Yeah, so give me 9 outs.
Okay, and then after the Glass now it's going to be 3 innings?
Another. Yeah, exactly.
And who's going to close the other 3? Right? There's nobody else.
No.
Sasaki's going to come back.
It's literally by outs.
Right.
We need 9 outs. We need to get 9 outs.
Let's just say 9 outs. Glasnow and Ohtani. Ohtani and Glasnow.
Yeah.
Who's going to be the last 3?
Okay.
Last 9 outs.
Okay. Snell.
Who's there?
Snell can
you say you don't want Snell back?
For lefties. For the lefties.
Okay. 1 point.
Okay. That's 2 outs. Snell, give me 2 outs.
Okay.
Sasaki, Roki, give me 3 outs.
You think?
3 outs. 3 outs.
You think he's going to come back?
Oh, yeah.
You think he'll come back tonight?
Yeah.
You think so?
For sure. Because if, let's go with what you said, right? That the pressure was what got to him. Okay, well, now he's felt it. He knows it. It's not going to get any bigger. It's going to only be the same than it was last night. Because here's the reality. For the Dodgers, if you don't do your job last night, we don't have today.
No, I
So the
understand.
pressure can't get any bigger than what it was. So he's now familiar with that.
Yeah, but to think about this, if he get out there
Yep.
tonight,
Yep.
same situation, he can't make it. He can't do the job this time again.
Right.
He's scarred for life, man.
Well, he just goes back to being a starter, which is what he is anyway. He's young.
But he's like yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, he's fine.
Like he was out there
He's
twice
young.
in the World Series, 7th game, 6th game.
But you
and
know
he
what?
just couldn't do it.
Yeah, but here's the
Right?
thing, though. We're not in the World Series without him, and he knows that.
Wow.
That's coaching. That's immediately with Dave Roberts.
I hope so.
If it goes the other way,
Gotta pull him out before he gets hurt,
That's
yeah.
immediately what Dave Roberts says.
Yeah.
He says, "Listen, we don't get to a game 7 without you."
Yeah.
And that's not fluff. That's not coach
Well, that
speak.
sounds like
That's
a Little
real
League
talk
to me, man.
No, that's real talk. Are you kidding me? We came into the playoffs not knowing who was going to be in the
To
bullpen.
win the fucking World Series in the 7th,
I agree.
right?
I agree. But with him specifically, to get him back,
To the mind, yeah.
we tell him the truth. And the truth is, we're not in this position if not for
That's why you called yourself a therapist.
you. I see what you did there. Touche.
See, just to let the
Yeah.
audience know, we have a Q&A before we come in here.
Yep.
And I said, what do you call yourself? And your answer was?
I said a therapist. He was
Because, like, when you come out here, and you own this place,
yeah,
and the people like me come out and do the podcast,
yeah.
and you become a therapist to these people.
Yeah,
right?
because they're just like, well, how long should it be? And, how many episodes do I do before, like, I start releasing them? And
Wow.
there's all of these sort of insecurities that they have. And the reality is that the power is in doing,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's getting
It's
people...
actually doing it rather than
you
just
gotta,
keep
you,
talking
you
about
gotta
it.
do the thing to get the power, right? Because I could give you answers that would just keep you in the cycle of not doing anything,
Wow.
right? And it's not even about, honestly, yes, I'm a businessman and I have a business, but it's not even about the sale or the acquisition of the customer. It's really about just really empowering you to use your voice and to not give into all of the reasons why you shouldn't do this thing. You
Okay.
were inspired. You had an idea. You had something that you wanted to share with the world. You absolutely should do that. And you should feel empowered to do so. It's going to be very easy to talk yourself out of. Exactly.